And the anger of the Lord was kindled in Israel, and he made them wander 40 years in the wilderness, until all that generation, which had done evil before the Lord, was destroyed. Let's consider about 3 generations of faith. Abraham equals known as the father of faith. Isaac equals second generation. Jacob equals third generation. What one generation allows in moderation, the next allows in excess. The first generation knew the Lord of the work. The second knew the work of the Lord. The third did not know the Lord nor his work. Abram received a name change, because he was changed in character. Even his wife received a name change. Sarai equals Sarah. Gen. 17. 5 And your name will no longer be called Abram, but your name will be Abraham, because I have made you the father of many nations. A true revival produces genuine changes. 2 outstanding characteristics of Abraham. A. He was a builder of altars. General. 12. 7, 8, 13, 18, 22, 9, 10. Prayer is the key. Fervent hunger for a move of God. Sacrifice. B. He dug wells. Work and self-denial. A desire to bless others. The country of El Salvador was visited by a Pentecostal revival that began around 1925. Many were saved and filled with the Holy Spirit. Thus they raised churches and movements full of the power of God. Maybe some of his grandparents have told him about those times. Isaac was heir to the blessing. In times of crisis, he ran to the wells. But the wells had not been maintained. We must maintain our relationship with God. It is interesting to note that Isaac's name was not changed. It's just that he didn't recognize his need to change. Being born into a Christian family does not make you a Christian. 275. Jacob equals the third generation between 80 to 120 years later. This one has no idea what revival means. He walks far from the ancient paths. He does put on the mask of religiosity, but his name reveals his character. He is a deceiver. Characteristics of Jacob: man of competition, emulations, man of pretense, dissatisfied, unstable. It is not always your fault, but they have to live the consequences of it. In each generation there are human failures. What one generation allows in moderation, the next practices in excess. It is the generation of substitutes. Praise of men vs. approval of God. Sensation vs. worship. Exalt the flesh versus denying meat. Religiosity vs. holiness. If there is no revival in the third generation, then prepare for dark centuries again. WHO does not accept failure. There is a remedy. Gen. 32. 24 And Jacob was left alone. And a man wrestled with him until daybreak. In a crisis, when being alone, things are about to change. There he wrestled with an angel. He asked him, "What is your name?" Upon admitting it and humbling himself before God, Jehovah changed his name to Israel equals Prince of God. We have now been almost 100 years since Pentecost in El Salvador. God allows the